Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting from Channels Television. Here are the stories making our headlines this hour. African Union to hold its summit next month in Equatorial Guinea. Leaders are to decide on how best to tackle terrorism. About 400 people escaped bomb attack in Jos, the second incident in 1 week. Anambra governor orders a demolition of houses built by suspected kidnappers. And Pope Francis seeks end to Palestinian-Israeli conflict, invites leaders to the Vatican to pray for peace. A reminder here that all our top stories can be found on our websites, ChannelsTV.com and on YouTube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. You can also interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. So if you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal your witness menu, and follow the instructions. We're staying with security. While African leaders think about how to deal with the issue of terror, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has petitioned the United Nations over killing of lawyers in Borno State. A petition signed by Ms. Gabriela Noll, the Special Rapporteur on the independence of judges and lawyers, demand an investigation into the recent killings and attacks in Nigeria by Islamist group Boko Haram. The group is also asking for effective protection and prevention of further attacks on legal practitioners, while also calling on the authorities to protect lawyers working in Borno State. Borno State is one of the states in the northeast under the state of emergency. Meanwhile, Vice Presidents Namadi Sambo and the Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Sayed Abubakar III, are optimistic that the war against terror will be won. Both men spoke at a prayer session in Abuja where Muslims called for peaceful coexistence among religious bodies.
Patriotism, I want to urge all of us to uphold and encourage the teaching of those idols of Islam which promotes peace, good nobleness, kindness, and harmonious coexistence among people, and not allow the few disgruntled element among us to portray Islam and Muslims in bad light. We appeal to imams and preachers to apply modesty in their sermons and preaching while admonishing adherents to the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As a religion, we are all aware that Islam acknowledges Christians as the closest of religious communities to Muslim in love.
We have to close ranks as Nigerians, irrespective of political and ethnic divides, and not to play politics with insecurity at all levels. We are ready to give our support 100% to the security agencies, who must work extra hard to get back the confidence of the people they are paid to protect. What's happening now, we still have a long, long way to go. We'll keep on calling our people, our brothers and sisters in Islam, please keep on being patient, because patience is a virtue in Islam.
Vice President Namadi Sambo and the Sultan of Sokoto, Abubakar Sayed III. Meanwhile, the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Adamu Muazu, believes that the Borno State governor, as the chief security officer of his state, should do more in the search for the over 200 Chibok schoolgirls. In an exclusive interview with Channels Television and his first major interview since becoming chairman of the party, Alhaji Muazu feels the Chibok situation has been used as a political tool. The PDP chairman spoke with our correspondent in South Africa, Betsy Dibia.
It is a total blackmail for Governor Shetima to fly to London and begin to bamboozle from one press house to the other issues that are to do with our own internal governance. I want to assure you, he knows better that the Federal Ministry of Education has written and cited the need for the school in Chibok not to be the center of WAEC exams this year for the apparent insecurity. But him and his government have decided that the school is properly secured. Hence the attack on the school. Secondly, WAEC has also written to express their apprehension on citing the center at Chibok. Again, they were guaranteed of the safety of the students.
The PDP National Chairman, Alhaji Adamu Mwazu, and as Nigeria and indeed the world join forces to end insurgency in the country, notable Nigerians have been suggesting ways of tackling the problem. Former Nigerian economist Professor Pat Utomi has asked for state policing as a way to properly secure communities from attacks. He also blames politicians for destroying the country and asks for an all-politicians forum where major issues can be thrashed. Professor Utomi made the comments on our political program, Politics Today.
I think we need an all-politicians conference in which politicians decide to be of good behavior and to serve the Nigerian people. All-politicians conference. Politicians are destroying Nigeria. That is the truth of the matter. And they should be held accountable. But I'm a politician myself, so I want to be held accountable for that. If the local policeman is somebody from the community, knows the troublemakers in the community, it's easy to fish out the troublemakers and deal with. Then if you send some detached person who has come from a couple of 100 miles away, and as far as he's concerned, he's just there to extract whatever he can from the community, not a member of that community who wants to see the good of that community advanced, you get different results. Part of the excuse that is given is the local authorities can use local policing to abuse their opponents. I think the federal government doesn't use the federal police to abuse its opponents.
To our update now on the missing Chibok schoolgirls. The coordinator of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign in Abuja, Hadiza Bala Usman, has advised the federal and state governments not to celebrate Children's Day on the 27th of May, saying there's no need for celebration until the abducted schoolgirls from Chibok are rescued. Also at the Unity Fountain, the co-convener of Grand Alliance Against Terrorism, Comrade Tosin Adeoju, while supporting the call to rescue the abducted schoolgirls, stressed the need for Nigerians to support the security agencies in their fight against terrorism.
We are sustaining our advocacy. We intend to continue with what we've been doing for the past 26 days. It's important to note that the Abuja family of Bring Back Our Girls has been having sit-out meetings every day for 26 days. We intend to continue that. We will not be celebrating Children's Day. We'll be bringing to the fore the plight of our girls, using Children's Day as a policy moment to make people remember that their children, young girls abducted and taken away, the children within the Bring Back Our Girls campaign are going to come out to depict what it means to be in that position. We are concerned about the lack of rescue thus far. We're concerned about statements coming from the government where they are requesting that people should march to Boko Haram. It's important for Nigerians to note that the social contract that exists between citizens and leaders is what is enabling us demand for the government.
Grand Alliance Against Terrorism is not a new group, but we feel that there's need for us to mobilize our members across the country to unite behind our security agency, at least for once, since this Chibok crisis started, to change the story of inefficiency of our military, to encouraging them and boosting their morals and praying for them, so that we
To a Different situation now. A team of policemen from the Office of the Inspector General of Police have been ambushed at Arekbo, Ogun State, where the NNPC pipeline is sited. Ogun State Police Command says the police officers were on routine patrol when they were allegedly attacked by people described as pipeline vandals. The State Police spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobe, confirmed the attack, saying the police officers may have died from the attack. Meanwhile, the Imo State Police Command has arrested 55-year-old Juliana DK for allegedly operating an illegal motherless baby's home. Parading the suspect at the command headquarters in Owerri, the state capital, the Imo State capital, police said 16 children, including teenagers, were rescued from the orphanage. And further investigations reveal that she is also in the business of selling babies.
As the Imo State Police Command intensifies efforts in tackling crime, they have recorded another success with the arrest of Mrs. Juliana Dike, also known as Ezenwai, for allegedly operating an illegal orphanage home in Okigwe local government area. The Command Public Affairs Officer, Andrew Ewerim, says preliminary investigation shows that the woman had no license to run the orphanage home.
The 16 children you see here were recovered from an illegal and unregistered motherless babies home situated in Okigwe, owned by one Mrs. Juliana Dike, alias Ezenwai. The recovery happened when the police were in search of a stolen baby, which was, believed to have been kept in that motherless baby's home.
Speaking in Igbo dialect while on interrogation, the suspect said all the children and teenagers under her care are her relatives and that poor financial state pushed her into selling some of them.
These are children in need. Some of them have lost their parents. Others I got from women who have lost their insanity.
The Imo State Commissioner of Police, Abdul Majid Ali, said the arrest of this suspect is one out of their many success stories, as over the last 3 months, the command has rescued over 25 children, arrested over 16 kidnappers, and recovered over 15 cars.
We have not less than 15 kidnappers in our cell so far. And it's more than 15. And we have some of their big guns with us. And we are preparing to make it to charge some of them to court. So we have recovered so many vehicles. I think we'll not less, more than 10, if not more. That time we recovered. More than 10 vehicles.
Kidnapping and robbery remain a major challenge facing the command, but the police say it's winning the battle, even as it warns criminals to stop engaging in crime, as their days are now numbered.
When the News at 10 returns, our Art Review segment tonight looks at the works of some young talents at the Resource Gallery in Lagos. Do join us again.